Over $50 billion worth of volume into the cryptocurrency market today, a $1.12 trillion market cap. Is this great news? ETFs coming very soon. All the big players seem to think so. Coinbase, as well as BlackRock and Fidelity, have all been given their view on the ETFs. But what does it truly mean for the cryptocurrency market? Well, we're going to break it down for you in this video so you know exactly what is going on, and likewise, what to expect when these do hit. As ever, subscribe to the channel if you keep it today with everything going on in the cryptocurrency world. And with that being said, let's just take a quick look at what's going on in the markets. There we go, 1.12 trillion, 2.68% up. Look at this, $50 billion in volume, and BTC about 51.6, currently at 29,724, albeit looking for a potential breakout. We've just been talking in my Twitter space, a potential $30,000 Bitcoin coming soon as we move to try and grab some of this high liquidity. Even 3150 could be on the cards. Now you can see the rest of the market is looking pretty good. We got that XRP news, 1.16, albeit has pulled back a little bit. And I think a lot of people just got misguided when it came to that XRP news. It didn't mean that it was all over, but it did mean that the individual lawsuits, both against Brad and Chris, were dropped. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about ETFs. Now, let's go right back to the beginning. There are already ETFs out there right now. That's the reality of this number of ETFs. These are big things. They allow institutions to get into risk assets with a sense of security attached to them. For me, and I think for the rest of the cryptocurrency market, these are big deals, particularly the amount of money that sits with some of these investment companies. BlackRock, as an example, Fidelity, CBOE, as well as many, many others, have huge, deep pockets and have massive institutions that want to get into it. So if we take a look at exactly what an ETF is, or what they call an exchange-traded funds, they're fundamentally pools of Bitcoin or related assets. These are the important part, because it could have XRP in there, Ethereum, whatever. It doesn't have to necessarily be all Bitcoin. And they're offered on traditional exchanges by brokerage, and they are traded on the stock market, not the cryptocurrency market. The intent behind these ETFs is to give a retail and other investors exposure to cryptocurrencies without needing to own them. Ultimately, they are kept within the fund. Fund managers purchase the contracts and bundle them into the fund, and the funds gain popularity back to the SEC, blocking creations of ETFs that directly hold Bitcoin. So they hold a share within that. We'll take a look at the price in Bitcoin just a minute. Obviously, everybody is anticipating a significant move to the upside with a lot of these ETFs. Matrixport predicting a $56,000 Bitcoin. What's interesting with that is ultimately the mining reward, halving 203 days until that comes in, will require a $56,000 Bitcoin just to make mining break even. So even more interesting that we potentially even see that, and it could go higher. That's the point here. It could even go further as we see massive amounts of money flow into the market. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, 2Bit, the Ethereum ETFs were rubbish, and you'll be right in thinking that. The VanEck one that we talked about, that was the first one that came in, currently trading around $16, isn't the prettiest picture we've ever seen. But we did get Coinbase, the chief legal officer, predicting imminent approval of the US. Now, Gary Gensler obviously has been on record talking about 8 to 10 ETFs ready to come into the market, but Coinbase right now ultimately are in a world where they think it's coming very soon. Why is this important? What is the significance of Coinbase being part of that? Well, ultimately, this is going to be the gateway for all of the ETFs that are coming, particularly these Bitcoin ones, for the transparency to the market. This allows, for those institutional investors to get in, and they will be basically the custodian or the partners of these ETFs that allow the purchase of Bitcoin. It's important. It says, in a CNBC interview, Grenwall voiced optimism about the future approval of Bitcoin ETF applications, stating, I'm quite hopeful that these ETF applications will be granted, if only because they should be granted under the law. This comes in the aftermath of the SEC's failed attempt to deny Grayscale's bid to convert its GBDC Bitcoin fund into an ETF. So again, the chief legal officer is hopeful and bullish on the fact we're going to see these ETFs. Well, you'd think he would need to be, given the fact that Coinbase will be the custodian of a lot of these ETFs coming into the market. As you would then anticipate, we are seeing a good rally on Bitcoin. This top end here, this was the fake ETF news coming out from Cointelegraph, which we talked about both in my live stream and a video, and we topped out about 30,149. We then did it again earlier on today, this breakout to 30,200, and the market does look like it wants a little bit more. Well, the good news, a lot of things flipped bullish right now on a lot of the indicators. And again, this upward trend, we broke the downward trend. So all on the technicals looks pretty good news. And again, Coinbase involved, Matrix Port, as well as BlackRock, Fidelity, and everyone else all getting ready for this. I think personally, we are going to see ETFs pre-2024. I think they're going to come within the next couple of weeks. God, we might even see one next week. Michael Saylor is certainly predicting they're coming very, very soon. But let me know in the comments down below. Do you think we see an ETF 2023 or 2024? Drop it in the comments. I want to see how many of you believe so. And as ever, let me know what you think about the whole ETF situation. A huge amount of money is anticipating and waiting to come into this market. $56,000 Bitcoin, let me know the price. As ever, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys and all the support you've been giving me recently. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.